Success of a school and a child's education benefits the whole neighborhood. When you think about sustaining a community, you have to think about these young people who are coming through the education system now. They will be the residents who own homes and things in this community later. Those are going to be the people who sustain this community, who sustain West Philadelphia and other parts of the city. So if you invest in them now, they'll be investing in you and in this neighborhood for years and years and years to come. The 5 main goals of the Education Initiative are: students will see the relevance of their education to real-world employment prospects. Students will see themselves as change agents in their community. Parents and community will be engaged in the delivery of education to students. Schools will be centers for the delivery of community resources. Community organizations and schools will regularly come together to discuss next steps for improving education.
Education is really important. If a person is going to increase their own quality of life, then education is a part of that. If they're going to get a job that pays a livable wage, then they have to be trained, and they have to have a certain level of education to be able to function in the workforce in a way that's going to allow them to have the quality of life that you or I would want.
When students have internships, then they recognize, wow, there's an opportunity for me to work as a nurse because I've worked and I shadowed a nurse at CHOP. Or I can get involved in my community because I've been interning at People's Emergency Center and I see how they deal with homeless families and children and the care that they give to that. So when they can connect themselves to a real job opportunity, then they recognize why they should do well in school. They make that direct correlation, and that direct correlation is huge, and it's transformative in their lives because they're willing to do more in school. They're willing to work harder because they realize, when I finish school, my goal is to do this. I desire to do this now because someone has showed me a possibility for my future. And that's life-changing for them.
Many instances, parents send their children to school while they may not have the same kind of connection and relationship and rapport with the people at the school as they would with the CEC.
In recent years, schools have not been places where parents ultimately feel like they are wanted and welcomed, and so we're working very closely with schools so that they can become inclusive environments, parent-friendly environments.
But we seek to be a bridge, to build a bridge.
And so what that involves for us is going into schools and kind of talking to leadership at the schools about the way that they address parents, about who they have working in the front office, who will be the first person that a parent sees when they come to the building. And in addition to that stuff, we are working directly with parents. We're creating a parent council for parents of children in grades kindergarten through 8th grade. So one thing that SCI West has done a great job of is recognizing that it takes a lot of different compartments to make up a sustainable community. You can't just improve safety and think, okay, now our community is where it needs to be.
It's more than just housing. It's more than just education. It's more than just workforce. It's more than transit-oriented development and more than health. It's all of those things together.
When we address all those things in a very holistic way, then you have a sustainable community that equals a thriving community and a growing community, because that's ultimately what we want.
And typically what happens is the industries that represent each of those categories typically function in a silo.
So LISC has done an incredible job of bringing together 4 community development corporations that have kind of separately done great work in their specific neighborhoods or specific areas. They brought us all together so we can leverage our strengths.
We try to align them in a way to make sure that we get the best out of everything at the end of the day. And in every instance, I promise you, in every instance, the results that we get out of it are just fantastic.